All right, let's talk about the internet's greatest gift to humanity. Terrible advice. We've all seen them. Those deceptively simple life hacks that promise to save you time, money, and effort. But sometimes those shortcuts lead directly off a cliff. Today, we're not just looking at the cliff. We're celebrating those who took the leap. We're counting down a 101 of the absolute dumbest, most absurd, and downright dangerous life hacks that real people, right here in America, actually attempted. This isn't about cleverness. This is a tribute to glorious failure and misplaced confidence. Let's get started. 1. Let's kick things off in the kitchen with a crime against both cooking and home safety, the toaster steak. The logic, if you can call it that, is you can cook a steak fast by dropping it into the slots of a pop-up toaster. The reality is a grease fire waiting to happen, a ruined appliance, and a steak that's somehow both burnt on the outside and dangerously raw on the inside. 2. Picture this. You need to peel an apple, so naturally you grab a power drill. This hack involves sticking a drill bit into the core of an apple and holding a peeler against it as it spins. Instead of a perfectly peeled piece of fruit, you get a spinning vortex of apple pulp splattering your entire kitchen, and a very real chance of peeling your own knuckles. 3. For those moments when you run out of shaving cream, someone, somewhere, looked at a jar of Jif and thought, I have an idea. Yes, using peanut butter as a shaving lubricant. Not only does this guarantee a completely clogged razor after one stroke, but it also leaves your skin smelling like a sandwich. Hope you're not allergic. 4. When you need a bold, long-lasting eyeliner look and you've completely lost your mind, you might turn to a Sharpie, a permanent marker on your eyelid. This isn't just a bad makeup choice that's nearly impossible to remove. It's a one-way ticket to chemical burns and a deeply embarrassing trip to the emergency room. 5. The legend says pouring a can of Coke in your toilet will magically dissolve grime thanks to its phosphoric acid. The reality? You're just giving your toilet bowl a sticky, sugary bath. Whatever minimal cleaning effect it has is completely negated by the fact that you're now creating a perfect breeding ground for new bacteria attracted to the sugar. 6. This one's a dorm room classic that should have stayed there: the clothes iron grilled cheese. The method involves wrapping a cheese sandwich in aluminum foil and pressing it with a hot iron. What you actually get is a sadly squashed, unevenly melted sandwich that tastes vaguely of laundry starch and desperation. 7. No corkscrew for your wine? No problem. Just put the base of the bottle inside your shoe and repeatedly slam it against a solid wall. This is a party trick that exists purely to go wrong. Best case scenario, you look ridiculous. Worst case? A tidal wave of red wine, broken glass, and a brand new hole in the drywall. 8. This natural teeth whitening hack is a favorite of wellness bloggers and a recurring nightmare for dentists. It involves mixing lemon juice and baking soda into a paste and scrubbing your teeth with it. You're not whitening them. You're using acid to literally erode your protective tooth enamel, causing permanent damage for a temporary illusion of brightness. 9. The universal sign for I dropped my phone in the toilet. The bag of uncooked rice. The theory is that rice is a desiccant that will pull the moisture out. The fact is, it's mostly a myth. While it might absorb some surface water, it does nothing for the internal components and can even introduce dust and starch into the phone's delicate ports. 10. To get rid of those white water rings on your wooden coffee table, the internet suggests slathering them with full-fat mayonnaise and letting it sit overnight. Think about that. You're basically deciding to replace a clean water stain with a greasy, oily condiment stain, all while making your living room smell like a deli that's gone bad. 11. Ever wanted to turn your breakfast into a small, protein-based explosive device? Then try microwaving a hard-boiled egg. People who attempt this discover that the intense heat creates a massive pressure buildup under the shell. The result isn't a warm egg, it's a superheated egg grenade that detonates the second you touch it, spraying scalding hot shrapnel all over your kitchen. 12. Here's a hack that promises to save you hundreds on auto body repair, using a toilet plunger and boiling water to pop out a dent. You pour the hot water on the dent to make the plastic pliable, then use the plunger to suck it out. More often than not, You just end up with a slightly warped, still-dented panel and a plunger that now smells faintly of car. 13. You've probably seen the videos. A guy with a shattered sink or a broken table meticulously fills the hole with uncooked ramen noodles, glues it all together, sands it, and paints it. It's presented as a miracle fix. But let's be honest, you're not a DIY genius. You've just created furniture that will get soggy and moldy the first time you spill a drink on it. 14. Got an ink stain on your favorite shirt? The internet confidently tells you to blast it with hairspray. The idea is that the alcohol in the hairspray will lift the ink. What it fails to mention is that modern hairspray also contains polymers and oils that can set the stain permanently, creating a larger, stickier, and now unfixable mess. 15. For a cheap and easy way to dye your hair vibrant colors, some suggest using Kool-Aid drink mix. Have you ever seen someone try this? It's a rite of passage into a world of regret. Not only does it stain everything it touches, your skin, your bathtub, your towels, but the color is uneven, fades into a weird, muddy mess, and leaves you smelling like a children's birthday party. 16. Trying to carry your sandwich in style? One genius decided to repurpose an old CD spindle case as a bagel container. It fits, barely. But once that flimsy plastic lid pops off in your bag, your breakfast becomes a smushed carb frisbee covered in crumbs and regret. Just use a sandwich bag like a functioning adult. 17. Here's a true classic from the dawn of the digital age. Using toothpaste to fix a scratched CD or DVD. You gently rub the toothpaste in a circular motion to buff out the scratches. In reality, the abrasive particles in toothpaste just create thousands of new, smaller scratches, turning your unplayable disc into a thoroughly ruined, minty fresh coaster. 18. Someone once claimed you can revive dead remote batteries by putting them in the oven on low heat. The idea? Warm batteries work better. The result? You've created tiny pressurized cylinders of doom that can explode without warning, turning your baking tray into a shrapnel-filled battlefield. Not exactly worth the channel change. 19. Picture this. It's a freezing morning, and your car's windshield is a solid sheet of ice. In a moment of sheer brilliance, you decide to pour a bucket of hot water on it for a quick thaw. What you get isn't a clear view. It's a loud cracking sound as the glass shatters from the extreme temperature shock. A brilliant way to turn a 5-minute problem into a $500 replacement. 20. No clean pan? No problem. Just use your hair straightener to cook bacon. People have genuinely filmed themselves doing this, clamping down on a strip of bacon between the ceramic plates. The result is a pathetic, unevenly cooked strip of meat, a straightener caked in grease that's impossible to clean, and your entire bathroom smelling like a greasy spoon diner for a week. 21. Need to prop up your phone to watch a video? Forget a proper stand. Just grab a banana. Seriously, the hack involves strategically cutting the banana so it cradles your $1,000 smartphone. It works for about 30 seconds, until the banana turns to mush and your phone takes a slow, undignified slide into a pile of fruit goo. 22. For those tough calluses on your feet, why use a pumice stone when you have a perfectly good sheet of sandpaper in the garage? This is a hack for people who think personal grooming should feel like a high school woodshop class. Instead of smooth feet, you risk tearing your skin, causing bleeding, and inviting a nasty infection. 23. Okay, I want to know who tried this and thought it was a good idea. To get a perfect clean cut on a cake, use a piece of dental floss. It sounds genius, right? Except when someone forgets to use the unflavored kind. Nothing ruins a birthday celebration quite like a slice of chocolate fudge cake that tastes overwhelmingly of fresh mint. 24. This is perhaps the king of all dumb hacks. A malicious prank disguised as advice. Microwaving your phone to quickly charge the battery. This rumor spread like wildfire, and people actually did it. It doesn't charge your phone. It fries the internal circuitry with microwaves, melts the components, and can even cause the battery to explode. It's not a life hack. It's a phone execution. 25. The water bottle egg separator trick looks so slick online. You crack an egg into a bowl, squeeze an empty plastic bottle, place it over the yolk, and release. The suction is supposed to slurp the yolk right up, leaving the white behind. What often happens is the bottle's suction is too strong, the yolk breaks, and now your whole egg is a scrambled mess before you even start cooking. 26. Why use a perfectly good pizza cutter when you can just grab a pair of kitchen scissors? Proponents of this hack claim it's cleaner. In practice, you're dragging greasy blades through cheese and sauce, squishing the crust, and leaving a trail of shredded toppings. It's less of a clean cut and more of a crime scene investigation. 27. This one is a legend among road trippers: car engine cooking. The idea is to wrap food, say a piece of fish or some hot dogs, in aluminum foil and place it on your engine block to cook while you drive. You arrive at your destination with a hot meal that has a distinct, unappetizing aroma of exhaust fumes and motor oil. Would you ever eat something cooked next to a dipstick? 28. When you need a stylus for your tablet but can only find items in your fridge, you might stumble upon the hot dog stylus hack. It's real. People have used a cold, damp sausage to navigate their touchscreens. It technically works due to conductivity, but it leaves a greasy, meaty residue on your $1,000 device. It's the ultimate fusion of technology and questionable life choices. 29. Looking for a cheap alternative to pore strips? The internet suggests smearing Elmer's school glue on your nose, letting it dry, and peeling it off. You're not just pulling out blackheads, you're yanking out fine hairs and irritating your skin with chemicals not meant for your face. It's a hack that delivers the pain of waxing with none of the benefits. 30. Here's a hack born from pure desperation, using a lint roller to clean your entire carpet. You've seen the satisfying videos of it picking up pet hair. But trying to clean a whole room this way means using about 50 sticky sheets, spending an hour on your hands and knees, and still having a dirty carpet. It's the least efficient cleaning method ever devised. 31. It's a familiar emergency. You have warm beer and thirsty guests. The hack? Wrap the bottle in a wet paper towel and stick it in the freezer for 15 minutes. The problem is, nobody ever remembers it after just 15 minutes. They remember hours later when they hear a loud pop from the kitchen and find a frozen, exploded beer slushie coating their frozen peas. 32. For cable management, a popular tip is to use those little plastic clips from bread bags to label and hold your cords. It looks clever in a picture, but in reality, your power strip quickly turns into a fragile, chaotic nest of flimsy plastic tabs that break if you look at them wrong. Honestly, have you ever met someone who does this and is proud of the result? 33. Why dirty a whisk or a mixer when you have a 20-volt power tool in the garage? This hack involves sticking a fork or a beater into the end of a power drill to mix cake batter or scramble eggs. The result is a hurricane of raw batter sprayed across every single surface of your kitchen within seconds. It's a 2-second solution that creates a 2-hour cleanup job. 34. As a natural disinfectant and odor remover, some people recommend putting vodka in a spray bottle to clean countertops or freshen fabrics. You're not cleaning. You're just wasting perfectly good, expensive liquor to make your entire house smell like the morning after a frat party. It's a solution that creates an entirely new, more concerning problem. 35. When hanging a picture, this trick suggests putting a dab of toothpaste on the frame's hook, pressing it against the wall to mark the spot for the nail. The flaw? Toothpaste, especially the colored gel kind, can leave a greasy residue or even stain your paint, leaving a permanent, minty-fresh reminder of your DIY shortcut long after the picture is gone. 36. Can't parallel park. Some guy on Reddit says to stick a broom upright with duct tape as a parking sensor inside your garage. You'll know you're in the right spot when it touches your bumper. Problem is, your car touches it at full speed. Now you've got a scratched bumper, a broken broom, and a false sense of spatial awareness. 37. You've got a stripped screw that just won't budge. The internet tells you to place a rubber band over the head of the screw for extra grip. You spend the next 10 minutes meticulously trying to keep the band in place while turning the screwdriver, only for it to shred instantly. It's a hack that gives you just enough false hope to make the inevitable failure even more infuriating. 38. This is a tech support nightmare come to life. To clean a grimy computer keyboard, just put it on the top rack of your dishwasher. People who try this learn a hard lesson in electronics. It doesn't come out sparkling clean. It comes out waterlogged and completely dead, with the hidden grime now redistributed into every tiny crevice. 39. For nail polish that just won't dry, a common tip is to plunge your hands into a bowl of ice water. The cold is supposed to set the polish instantly. What it actually does is cause the polish to harden on the outside while the inside remains soft, leading to bubbles, smudges, and a manicure that looks perfect until you touch something. 40. Need to open a beer bottle without an opener to look cool at a party? Just fold a piece of paper over and over until it's super thick and use it to pry off the cap. The result is never a smoothly opened beer. It's a sweaty hand holding a sadly crumpled shredded piece of paper and a beer that is, defiantly, still sealed. 41. Here's a modern classic for anyone who values their pizza more than their car's interior. The hack. Use your car's heated seats to keep your takeout pizza warm. The result? The cardboard gets soggy, a weird plastic smell fills your car, and you might just melt the cheese straight through the box and permanently bond it to your leather seats. 42. To neatly store your spaghetti, someone decided a Pringles can is the perfect container. It looks like a stroke of genius, until the day you knock it over. Unlike a sturdy box, that flimsy can will explode on impact, sending a shatter pattern of uncooked pasta across your entire kitchen floor. It's a hack that guarantees maximum, unsatisfying cleanup. 43. This one surfaces every summer. Tuck a dryer sheet into your pocket to repel mosquitoes. The logic is that bugs hate the strong scent. You know who else hates that overpowering smell? Everyone around you. And more importantly, the mosquitoes don't care. Let me know in the comments if this has ever actually worked for you, because science says you're just a nicely scented buffet. 44. Ever get frustrated pulling out a trash bag? This hack says to stab holes in the sides of your garbage can to release the vacuum seal. What you've really done is create a leaky horror show where every bag change ends with foul-smelling goo dripping out of both sides. It's not clever, it's plumbing sabotage. 45. If you think the break room coffee tastes bad, wait until you try the coffee pot hot dogs. Yes, people brew hot dogs in the carafe. It technically heats them up, but it also infuses the entire machine with the flavor of boiled nitrates. Every cup of coffee you make for the next 6 months will have a ghostly, horrifying hint of Ballpark Frank. 46. To save on your heating bill, one incredibly desperate hack suggests taping plastic cling wrap over your windows for insulation. Not only is this almost completely ineffective, but it also makes your house look like it's been abandoned and prepped for fumigation. It's a sad, crinkly monument to frugality gone horribly wrong. 47. You need to add a key to your keychain, and the ring is just impossible to open. The internet suggests using a staple remover. Go on, try it. For most people, that sharp metal tooth doesn't cleanly open the ring. It slips and goes directly into your thumb. It's a guaranteed blood sacrifice just to organize your keys. 48. Here's a beauty hack that should be illegal. To combat a shiny T-zone, apply solid stick deodorant to your face. Let that sink in. You are deliberately clogging your pores with aluminum salts and fragrance meant for your armpits. Instead of a matte finish, you get a one-way ticket to a massive acne breakout. What exactly is the end goal here? 49. For the ultimate 2-second ponytail, TikTok tells you to just use your vacuum cleaner hose. It's supposed to suck your hair into a perfect, sleek tail. In reality, you get a tangled, snarled knot of hair ripped from your scalp, all accompanied by the sound of your vacuum cleaner choking to death. If you're going to try this for clout, at least have the emergency scissors ready. 50. To stop yourself from crying while cutting onions, you're told to hold a piece of bread in your mouth. So you stand there, looking like a confused horse with a slice of Wonder Bread dangling from your lips, and guess what? Your eyes still water. The only thing this hack accomplishes is making you look profoundly stupid while you weep. 51. Tired of dusting? Grab your leaf blower and clean your house in 30 seconds. This is a hack for people who confuse chaos with productivity. Instead of removing dust, you're creating a swirling vortex of every loose particle in your home, blasting papers off desks, shattering knickknacks, and redecorating your entire house with a fine layer of filth. 52. Don't have a paintbrush? Just pull an old sock over your hand and get to work. This is presented as a thrifty way to paint furniture. The reality is a streaky, lint-covered mess. Your project will look like it was painted by a Muppet during an earthquake. The finish is less rustic charm and more furry disaster. 53. To reseal a bag of chips, some genius recommended quickly running a hot hair straightener along the edge. This hack exists on a knife's edge between clever and disaster. Press too long and you melt a hole in the bag. Don't press long enough and it doesn't seal. Get it just right, and your hair straightener is now permanently seasoned with Cheeto dust. 54. For no-mess pancakes, pour your batter into an empty, clean ketchup bottle. Have you ever actually tried to squeeze thick batter through that tiny nozzle? You end up squeezing with the force of a hydraulic press just to extrude a sad, pathetic little pancake blob. Your hand gets a better workout than your stove. 55. Want that engine bay to look factory new? Just blast it with a 3000 PSI power washer. This is the ultimate deep clean hack for people who hate their car. You're forcing high-pressure water into fuse boxes, alternators, and sensitive electronics. Congratulations, you haven't cleaned your engine. You've just given it a very expensive bath before its funeral. 56. It's the 4th of July, you've got a giant inflatable flamingo for the pool and no pump. The solution floating around the internet? A leaf blower. This isn't a hack, it's a declaration of war on an innocent pool toy. You get a 2-second blast of chaotic inflation before the plastic seams explode, turning your majestic flamingo into a sad, shredded pink carcass. 57. Cooking a healthy dinner on a busy weeknight is tough. That's where the dishwasher salmon hack comes in. You season the fish, wrap it tightly in foil, and run it through a full wash and heat cycle. It steams it, all right? It also steams your entire kitchen with the faint, ghostly aroma of fish water. Your plates might be clean, but your appetite will be gone. 58. Are the headlights on your Ford F-150 looking a little cloudy? Forget expensive restoration kits. The backwoods wisdom says to use bug spray with DEET. It miraculously clears the haze for about 10 seconds, right before the powerful solvents start to literally melt the outer layer of the plastic, leaving a permanently sticky, warped, and even cloudier mess. 59. You're out of laundry detergent, but you have a family-sized bottle of Herbal Essences shampoo. The logic is simple. Soap is soap, right? Wrong. Washing machines are not designed for the sudsing agents in shampoo. You're not cleaning your clothes. You're creating a suds-pocalypse that will pour out of your machine and flood your laundry room with a fragrant, bubbly tidal wave. 60. For a botched spray tan or a stubborn temporary tattoo, some beauty gurus suggest using a magic eraser. You know, the abrasive foam block designed to scrub scuff marks off your walls. Using this on your skin is a masterclass in self-inflicted pain, basically giving yourself a chemical burn and a friction rash. Your tan might be gone, but so is the top layer of your epidermis. 61. Your wooden deck is looking grimy after a long winter. Time for the ultimate spring cleaning hack, the power washer. But instead of finessing it, you go full throttle. You're not just removing dirt, you're blasting away the wood's protective sealant and carving permanent, fuzzy gouges into the planks. Congratulations, your deck is clean and also completely destroyed. 62. To easily pick up tiny shards of broken glass, they say, to gently press a slice of Wonder Bread onto the area. The soft bread is supposed to grab all the little pieces. And it does. But it also leaves a trail of sticky breadcrumbs, and now you have a new problem. A slice of bread embedded with razor-sharp glass that you have to dispose of. How is this an improvement? 63. Need to hang something heavy on drywall but can't find a stud? This hack is pure evil. It suggests injecting expanding spray foam into the wall cavity, letting it harden to create a solid anchor. You've now created a permanent, unremovable, lumpy tumor of polyurethane foam inside your wall that's impossible to patch if you ever change your mind. 64. The Pinterest-perfect storage solution for your shoe collection. A wine rack. It looks so chic in the photos. But have you ever actually tried it? Unless you exclusively own ballet flats, nothing fits. Your sneakers, your boots, your heels, they all perch precariously on top before tumbling down into a disorganized pile. It's a system designed for failure. 65. This is a hack for people who think corn on the cob isn't dangerous enough. To shuck it easily, you microwave the entire cob for a few minutes. Then, you're supposed to squeeze it, and the corn will slide out silk-free. What you're actually holding is a vegetable grenade superheated to the temperature of magma. And the silk? It's now cooked onto the kernels. 66. Tired of brown sugar turning into a brick? The internet says, throw a marshmallow in the container. It's cute in theory. In reality, the marshmallow fossilizes and fuses with the sugar like some sugary time capsule. You haven't softened your sugar. You've baked a prehistoric treat for ants. 67. Here's a DIY project that guarantees regret. Making furniture out of old wooden pallets. You see them for free behind every strip mall. But those pallets are often treated with toxic chemicals like formaldehyde and have been used to ship who knows what, all while collecting bacteria and mold. Your rustic coffee table is actually a biohazard. 68. Running late and need to iron a shirt collar fast? Just use your hair straightener. It works, kind of. It also leaves behind a faint but distinct brown scorch mark, right where everyone can see it. You didn't save time, you just ruined a perfectly good shirt from Target in a new and exciting way. 69. To make your whole house smell like a Williams-Sonoma store, just simmer a pot of water with cinnamon sticks and citrus peels. The part they forget to tell you is that the water eventually evaporates. If you forget about it, you're left with a burnt, black, smoky hockey puck of carbon that sets off your smoke alarm and makes your house smell like a forest fire. 70. And the ultimate party foul hack, making Jell-O shots in orange peel halves. It looks amazing on Instagram. You pour the Jell-O into hollowed-out orange peels, let it set, then slice it. What you get are sticky, floppy wedges that are impossible to eat gracefully, all while tasting faintly of orange pith. Just use the little plastic cups. I'm begging you. 71. So, you want to peel garlic without getting your hands sticky. TikTok shows you a life-altering trick. Just stab each clove with a knife and twist. The skin pops right off. And it does. Along with a tiny piece of your thumb when the knife inevitably slips on the round, waxy clove. Is avoiding a little garlic smell worth a trip to the emergency room? You tell me. 72. Here's a hack for people who want their car to smell like a Hobby Lobby that's on fire. Dip a cotton ball in cinnamon oil and hide it under your car seat. It's supposed to be a gentle, warming scent. Instead, on the first hot day, your car transforms into a convection oven of overwhelming, aggressive spice that permanently infuses every surface. 73. To revitalize your old yellowed pillows, the internet suggests a bizarre concoction of laundry detergent, borax, and dish soap, all in one wash. The result isn't a fluffy white pillow. It's a lumpy, waterlogged chemical sponge that your washer can't spin properly, causing it to bang against the walls like it's trying to escape your bad decisions. 74. You're at a tailgate, the grill is hot, but you forgot the tongs. No problem. Just use 2 plastic water bottles to flip your burgers. This isn't a hack, it's a science experiment in melting polymers. The instant the bottles touch the hot grill, they shrivel into pathetic toxic claws, all while fusing to your food. Delicious microplastics. 75. To keep avocados from browning, store them in a container with a cut onion. It works. Your avocado stays green, but it also absorbs every bit of that pungent onion flavor. So congratulations! Your trendy avocado toast now tastes like a despairing sob story. Was it worth it? Was it truly worth it? 76. This is for people who like their drinks cold and their life choices questionable. To chill a bottle of white wine in 3 minutes, dump it into a blender with a handful of frozen grapes. You're not chilling your wine. You're creating a chunky, frothy, vaguely alcoholic sludge that dishonors both the wine and the grapes. 77. To potty train your new puppy, one truly unhinged hack suggests placing a single dog treat in the toilet bowl to encourage them to look in there. You're not teaching them where to go. You're teaching them that the toilet is a magical snack dispenser, a lesson that will end in nothing but chaos, wet floors, and very expensive plumbing bills. 78. For a quick no-sew patch on your favorite jeans, just iron on a denim patch from the inside. But what happens when you use a cheap patch and too much heat? The glue melts straight through the denim, leaving a shiny, hard rectangular outline on the outside of your jeans. You didn't fix a hole. You branded yourself as a DIY failure. 79. You're making a pie, but you're out of pie weights. The internet suggests using loose change, so you wash a handful of quarters and dimes and pour them onto your pie crust. It works, technically, but now your kitchen has the distinct aroma of baked metal, and your crust has the faint, lingering taste of every dirty hand that's ever touched that money. 80. To get that last bit of peanut butter out of the jar, throw your dog in there. Well, not literally. The hack is to just give the jar to your dog. It's a cute video for Instagram, but you've just reinforced that plastic jars are chew toys and that human food is fair game. Don't be surprised when you find your dog trying to clean the mayonnaise jar next. 81. You've got a swarm of fruit flies. The hack: a bowl of apple cider vinegar with a drop of dish soap. But you decide to innovate. You use expensive balsamic vinegar instead. You haven't made a better trap. You've just created a tiny artisanal vinegar bar for flies, making your kitchen the most popular pest destination in the neighborhood. 82. Your wooden cutting board is stained. The solution? Scrub it with salt and a lemon half. It looks clean, but what you've actually done is drive salt and acidic juice deep into every knife cut and pour. The next time you chop something sweet like strawberries, they will have a mysterious, salty, and slightly sour flavor you just can't place. 83. The ultimate gardening shortcut: seed bombs. You mix seeds with clay and compost, form balls, and just throw them wherever you want flowers to grow. What you're actually doing is randomly chucking balls of mud around your yard. Most will never sprout, but the ones that do will be in the most inconvenient places possible, like the middle of your lawn or your neighbor's prize-winning petunias. 84. Can't open a stubborn jar of pickles? The power move hack is to tap the edge of the lid firmly on the kitchen counter. There's a fine line between breaking the vacuum seal and breaking the entire jar, sending a tidal wave of pickle juice and shattered glass across your entire kitchen. It's a high-risk, low-reward game every single time. 85. To remove a stripped screw, they say you can weld a nut onto it with a soldering iron. This is a hack for people who saw one YouTube video and now think they're a master fabricator. Best case scenario, you just make a melted mess. Worst case, you set your woodworking project on fire. Just use the extractor bit, man. 86. So you want to cool down your laptop because it sounds like it's about to achieve liftoff. The hack: place it on top of a couple of frozen gel packs. This isn't just ineffective, it's a speed run to destroying your computer. The rapid condensation will seep inside, short-circuiting the motherboard. You've traded a temporary heat problem for a permanent brick. 87. To get perfectly round fried eggs, just use an onion ring as a mold in the pan. It looks clever, but the egg white inevitably leaks out from underneath. The onion burns before the egg is cooked, and your breakfast ends up tasting vaguely of burnt, sweet onion. There are silicone rings for this. They cost $3. Just get the ring. 88. You've just finished painting a room, and you have leftover paint. The storage hack: pour it into an old water bottle for an airtight seal. You've now created a ticking time bomb of mistaken identity. Months later, someone, maybe you, maybe a thirsty guest, is going to reach for that bottle and get the worst surprise of their life. 89. For a mess-free way to butter your corn on the cob, stick a slice of bread on the end of a fork and use it as a butter brush. All you've done is waste a perfectly good piece of bread, get your fork greasy, and still end up with unevenly buttered corn. It's a solution that is somehow worse than every part of the problem. 90. To clean your grimy shower head, fill a plastic bag with vinegar and tie it around the nozzle overnight. It works, but people often forget one crucial step: rinsing it. The next morning, you jump in for a hot shower and get a face full of aerosolized, steaming hot vinegar. It's a wake-up call that feels more like a chemical weapon. 91. This is the ultimate symbol of giving up. To clean your greasy microwave, just put a wet paper towel inside and run it for a minute. The steam is supposed to loosen the grime, but what it really does is just make the caked-on food warm and wet. You still have to scrub, but now you're scrubbing hot garbage. 92. Your drain is clogged. Before calling a plumber, try the volcano method: baking soda and vinegar. It fizzes, it bubbles, it looks impressive. But for a real clog, it does absolutely nothing. You've just performed a useless science fair project in your sink, and now you have to call the plumber anyway. who will silently judge you? 93. To keep your ice cream from getting freezer burn, just put the whole pint in a Ziploc bag. This hack doesn't stop freezer burn. It just adds an extra, annoying step between you and your ice cream. Are you really going to unzip a bag every time you want a scoop of Ben & Jerry's? Be honest. 94. For a cheap and easy fly trap, hang a clear plastic bag filled with water and a few pennies in a doorway. The theory is that it confuses the fly's compound eyes. This has been repeatedly debunked. You haven't created a sophisticated pest deterrent. You've just hung a bag of water in your doorway like some kind of weirdo. 95. Here's a camping hack for true survivalists. Use Doritos as kindling to start a fire. It works because they're full of fat and processed starch, but it also means you are literally burning your emergency food supply. It's a solution that only makes sense if you value fire more than delicious, cheesy chips. A deeply questionable trade. 96. To open a blister pack, those impenetrable plastic fortresses, just use a can opener. You clamp it on the edge and twist. The result isn't a clean opening. It's a mangled, shredded plastic mess with razor-sharp edges that are now even more dangerous than the scissors you were trying to avoid. 97. Don't have a funnel. Just use the corner of an envelope. Snip the tip and pour. This works perfectly for about 2 seconds, right before the paper gets saturated and collapses, dumping the entire contents of whatever you were pouring all over your counter. It's a hack that is guaranteed to fail. 98. To keep your cat off the kitchen counters, line the edges with aluminum foil. The theory is that cats hate the sound and feel of it. What you learn very quickly is that your cat sees it as a fun, crinkly new toy to be shredded and batted onto the floor. Now you have a cat on the counter and a mess to clean up. 99. The ultimate phone speaker hack. Put your phone in a glass or a bowl to amplify the sound. It does make it louder. It also makes it sound like it's coming from the bottom of a well. The sound is tinny, distorted, and echoes terribly. You've sacrificed all audio quality for a tiny bit of volume. 100. For that perfect poached egg, they say to add a splash of vinegar to the boiling water. But if you add just a little too much, your delicate, delicious egg ends up tasting like it was pickled. It's a fine line between culinary perfection and a sad, vinegary mistake. 101. And finally, the dumbest hack of them all, because it's a solution to a problem that never existed. To eat a cupcake cleanly, you're supposed to tear the bottom half off and put it on top of the frosting, creating a cupcake sandwich. You haven't hacked anything. You've just brutishly disassembled a perfect food item and made it harder to eat, all to look clever for 5 seconds. So there you have it. 101 glorious failures. But I refuse to believe every single one is useless. I know there's one hack on this list that you secretly think is brilliant. So what is it? Go to the comments and defend the indefensible. Tell me which of these dumb hacks is actually smart and why the rest of us are wrong. I'll be reading. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the chaos, hit like and subscribe for more. See you next time.